Welcome to this week's Networking at Noon. So excited to have you with us. And today we're joined by Shannon Sheridan. So Shannon, you want to tell us who you are, what you do?
Sure. I am Shannon Sheridan. I'm the owner of Sheridan Tax and Bookkeeping, and we are a full charge bookkeeping firm that does taxes, corporate taxes, individual taxes, and we specialize in the trades with accounting and CFO work.
Gotcha. Now, I know you've been doing this for a long time, since 1998.
Yes.
Is that longer than your kids are old? I mean, is that how
yes.
it's been years and years?
Yeah, my firstborn was 2003 or
Okay,
2002.
Gotcha. So you got involved in 1998. Like, what drove you to get into this accounting and tax field? Because for some people, it's like not even a very fun thing to I mean, some people think of taxes and like, ugh. But so what drove you to get into this field?
Okay, so what drove me to get into this field was I was 20 years old, and I opened the newspaper. Remember back then when you opened the newspaper and you looked, and H&R Block was actually hiring, and they had a 3-month course, and they're like, once you take this 3-month course, bam, you're ready to do taxes. And I thought I was an expert after my 3-month course because people were listening to me. I was 20 years old, and it made me realize people are scared of the IRS. And they were looking to me for advice. And I was 20 years old. I knew a little bit, and I knew more than they did. But that kind of gave me a little bit of an ego, I'll have to say. And that's originally, and I really liked that. I liked that they were listening to me as a 20-year-old, and they were 40 and 50 years old. So it was, for me, that's originally what got me in, where I really kind of liked that. And then I pursued my accounting degree and my master's in accounting, and then became an enrolled agent.
Okay, so there's a master's in accounting. What is the difference of somebody that's, say, an accountant versus somebody that has a master's in accounting, an enrolled agent? What does all that stuff mean?
Okay, so accounting is a whole conglomerate of things. It could be a tax accounting, it can be bookkeeping accounting, it can be CFO work. There's a lot of the business evaluations. There's a lot to accounting than just one thing. And master's in accounting is basically has the 2 extra years over a bachelor's in accounting. And it gets more into the managerial part, more into the advisory part. And then the enrolled agent is, we are licensed by the IRS, by the Department of Treasury. So we're nationally licensed to go in front of the IRS, in front of the tax courts, and sign tax documents and get IRS representation. And we have a member on staff that specializes in IRS representation. She's NCPI fellow, which is where I'm going. I'm going to be NCPI fellow. So what's the NCPI fellow? We are licensed a 3-part test only on IRS representation and how to better serve our clients with offers and compromises, with representation, what all the timeframes and everything else. So our office is really big on education, and the tax laws change all the time.
I can only imagine. Like, now, when you work with your clients, like, why would they hire you? What is it that you're doing for them?
Okay, so my USP, my unique selling point, is we have a data entry person that does the bookkeeping. And then we have a CPA that used to be a CFO that only reviews the books. And that's his job, is just to review the books every day. And he reviews them for the previous month. And then we do a Loom video. It's kind of like Zoom, but Loom. And we show our clients, what their biggest 3 expenses were for the month. So we go over their financial statements in a Loom video, and we give them advice, and that way they can access it at any time they want, or if they need more clarification, they can access it and talk to me as well.
Gotcha. Now, why would we want to have that video? Like, what's the purpose of you sending that to us? Like, what will it really do for us?
Because this is where I found the need, was I would get financial statements and it would sit in a drawer, or not even be opened in the envelope. And so what I found was or they would contact me 6 months later, or I would try to contact them, and it's not a big thing where they want. So this is a 2 to 5 minute video where I can go over the main points and go, okay, this is where you were at last year compared to this year. This is my suggestion is call this vendor and try to see if you can cut costs, or I'll try to figure out a tax strategy with them. But I can do it all through Loom, and they can access it at any time.
Gotcha. Now, why would, if I'm a business owner, why would I hire somebody to help me take care of my numbers? Why not just do them myself?
Okay. So we do a lot of cleanup work, and everybody, I think bookkeeping and accounting is really undervalued. Everybody loves the tax work. The problem is, if you don't have the correct books, your taxes you could be paying a lot more in taxes. So that's where the problem becomes, is they don't know how to set up certain liability accounts. They don't know what goes on the balance sheet and what's supposed to go on the profit and loss. And we teach QuickBooks. I have pricing to only teach QuickBooks as well. Whereas I don't know a lot of accounting firms. There are a couple, I'm sure, but I don't know a lot of accounting firms where they'll teach you QuickBooks so you can do it on your own. But if you do your books on your own, and I've taught you and you're doing it correctly, that helps me out when I do the taxes. So it benefits me too.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the main thing is people don't know what they don't know. So they're misclassifying everything. And they may put it on the balance sheet and things get missed. And then that means they miss deductions and they pay more in taxes.
Gotcha. And to me, for most people, if you're not loving playing with the numbers, like, why would that be something that you choose to do? There's probably something that would make you more money. Let the professionals handle it. I think it's funny sometimes, most of us wouldn't try to give ourselves surgery or a haircut, but man, when it comes to taking care of our business, we try and do everything inside the business, don't we?
Yes. And you got to look also at the cost benefit. So how much is your time worth, especially in the trades? Most of them, their time is a lot more valuable out there and getting the contracts and getting these draws than it is to sit there and go, okay, now I need to put this invoice in, and now I need to make sure this deposit matches up and this is coded correctly. So, and it's not that expensive, depending on what your needs are, and we can do a la carte type thing. So it's not a one size fits all. And so what we find is, it's just by educating our clients and letting them know the best strategies and everything else, they can save a lot more money in their businesses. You can make better decisions if you have better data.
Yeah. And, I think sometimes people think, well, it only take, why would I pay somebody $100 a month, $200 a month, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month to do something when I can do it myself? And I know personally, like, if I don't love doing it, why would I spend 5 hours of my time doing it? I think about cleaning the house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I could clean the house myself, but to do it the way that I need it, that I want it done, that's like a 5 or 6 massive hour job, or I can pay the cleaning lady $100.
Well, and what I find is people, I try to say, if you're going to do it, try to do a Financial Friday. The problem is I get them probably a year later and they're like, yeah, I'm 6 months behind, because it's just something they don't want to do. I don't understand why people don't want to do accounting and tax. But it's just something they would rather go to the dentist, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I laugh because so when I was a freshman in college, I was a biology major, and I did an internship and kind of figured out what the path looked like for me in the future. And I switched. I became a business major. So I didn't take accounting till my senior year. And a lot of times people are taking that, I guess, their freshman or sophomore year when they're business majors, but I had switched. And I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. I probably would have gone into accounting had I taken it my freshman year. So I think it's fun, but as a business owner, I think there's better things that we can do.
I like the analyzing and advisory services of everything, going, oh, well, it went up this year, and this last year it was down this year, and what happened? And, yeah.
The analyzation's fun. The data entry, not so much.
Yeah. We have data entry bookkeepers here. So,
so you mentioned fun. I'm all about the fun. What do you like to do when you're not working?
I like to love to be in nature. I actually like fishing. I like skeet shooting. I like painting and drawing and sketching and spending time with my kids and and then doing nothing is usually a nice thing every now and then, just to watch TV. But yeah, I mean, I think I like traveling like most people. Of course, you can't do as much as we used to, but if it's anywhere in nature, whether it's the mountains or the beach, that just makes me at ease. So yeah, that's what I really like doing that.
So if you had to choose mountain or beach, and you can only choose one, there can only be one.
It would have to be the beach. Yeah, I eventually want to get a house on the beach, and then do rental income with it too. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
You know which beach you want?
It'll probably be Clearwater or something like that. Yeah, just a nice little staycation getaway.
Sounds like a plan. I know we've got something next month. My husband, well, technically his birthday is April, but we're going in March. We're going to the beach, the Forgotten Coast, which I guess is up near, 45 minutes or so south of Tallahassee. I guess it says it's the Forgotten Coast because it's like a little strip that there's no high rises and hotels and shops. So I'm like,
it is the Forgotten Coast because I don't even know about it.
Yeah. So I'm like all excited. I'm like, oh, it's like right on the beach. Like when we were looking at houses, Rob's like, what about this one? I'm like, well, there's a path to the beach. This one you walk out and you walk down the stairs and there's the beach. So I'm super excited.
Nice. Yeah. That's always the best.
Yes. All right. So we talked a little bit about your business. We've talked a little bit about like what you do for fun. Now, what is it? Because this is networking at noon. So I guess we do need to talk about the networking side of it. Do you network to grow your business and why? And if so, where do you go?
Yes, definitely. I have a couple different groups that they network with. One of them is BNI, my group Pinnacle, shout out to Pinnacle. And my power team, we are a B2B power team. And we are doing really good getting that together and having an organized agenda with accountability. It's not so much networking, but I'm going to plug our 29% Solution Book Club because it's about networking. And so if anybody wants to join, we still have a lot longer to go the rest of the year. So, but
let's talk about the 29% book club. Like, where's my book? So a couple months ago, Shannon was like, hey, let's do, the 29% solution. So shout out to Dr. Meisner and Michelle Donovan, who wrote the 29% solution. She's like, let's go through it the whole year, week by week, because it's 52 weeks. And y'all know me, or if you don't, you know this. Don't ever throw something out there that you're, even halfway serious about. Shannon was dead serious about it because I will bring it to fruition and we'll make it happen, won't we? And so what did we end up with, Shannon, that we're doing?
Well, it's funny because you got Tiffany, who's the go-getter, and you got me, who's the go-getter. We're like, okay, let's do it. We're going to set it up. So on Tuesdays, we're going to do it from 9:15 to 9:45 every Tuesday. The rest of the year, we're going to be doing a weekly networking. And basically, you go over marketing plan every single week. You touch on an area in your marketing. And I have tried 3 times. This is my 3rd time. And around the month mark, 4 or 5 weeks in, even with accountability partners, we fell short, especially with tax season. So now it's like, put it on the schedule. We have, how many people are in there now?
I think there's 20 or 24, I think, that seem to be
around the world. Which
we've got like awesome. India, Dubai, Israel, the Philippines. We've got several, the UK, the United States, of course, with a couple from Tampa Bay, and there's a handful from Kansas City. That was interesting a couple of weeks ago. Tampa.
Yeah, so it makes me work on my business so much than in my business with the networking side. And then I am the president of my FSCA, Florida Society of Enrolled Agents for Suncoast. And so we have a lot of peers and associates through there that I network with as well. And of course, I'm on Palm Harbor Chamber. I'm a member of the Palm Harbor Chamber.
I was going to say, I was getting ready to ask about that because I was like, oh, wait, aren't you on there with our other fellow Referrals for Life member, Jason Avery, who isn't he like actually the president?
Yes, he got me in and I went. And so now I'm in the process with all of that, trying to put that on the schedule and get that. You can only do so much networking with tax season.
Gotcha. And then you're also a member of our Referrals for Life community. Now, you were a member years ago.
I know you just posted something from 8 years ago.
I know, right?
Where we were doing the certified networker at IHOP. Yeah, every Friday or whatever days it was.
Yeah, I don't remember which series that was, but yeah, we were at IHOP I was at IHOP at one point in time because we used IHOP for most of our trainings, and I think I was there 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, it was. I remember you were there a lot, and so I did certified networker twice, and then I did Asentiv a couple years ago, and yeah, so
you're back to the Referrals for Life community. So what made you decide to come back to Referrals for Life?
Okay, so BNI is networking on steroids, but Asentiv is like, I kind of explained to my contractors, so it's kind of like this, where BNI is your sunglasses if you're fishing. It's the sunglasses so they get the glare off of the water.
Okay.
And the power team and Asentiv also are like polarized glasses, so you can see the fish.
Huh.
And the referral pipeline, I was just meeting with someone earlier, and I was telling her on April 9th, we have a referral pipeline. And she goes, well, I don't know if I can do 6 hours. And I go, you don't understand. BNI is networking on steroids. This is the next level. And you can easily get 20 to 30 referrals out of this. And she goes, oh, well, I didn't know that. So that's why it is a really focused on referrals and how to be a better networker and how to be better at giver's gain and how to promote.
Gotcha. Excellent. Cool. And we're super excited to have you back.
Thanks.
Speaking of being better, what would be one tip that you would give prospects, clients, or just anybody out there in the world? What would be one tip you would give folks in, taking care of their books, their numbers, their money? I don't know. What's one tip you've got for them?
Save for the unexpected. For regular
business, wait, like COVID?
Yeah, right. However, yes, that's a perfect example. There's a book, and I'm going to plug this book. It's Profit First by Mike, I think, McGillowitz.
Michalowicz.
Huh?
Mike Michalowicz.
Fellow
Referrals for Life member Sean Yesner actually had him on his podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look at that one.
Okay.
Yeah. He that is great for generalized businesses. And it has made a world of difference in my own business. I practice what I preach, and it has made a world of difference in saving for taxes and making sure I get paid in my slow months after tax season, and making sure that I have a rainy day fund set aside, and you cut the fat out of your business as far as expenses go. Now, for my contractors out there, you get into a craftsman cycle where you're trying to get your next draw, and pay Peter or rob Peter to pay Paul. And you have to deal with the Patricks who want you to see line item by line item. And there's a book called Profit First for contractors that I work out of. And it gets even more detailed. And this is where the polarized lenses come for my contractors. So a tip, don't try to do it yourself. This is not a do-it-yourselfer. You could actually lose a lot more money. But go ahead and try to set up separate bank accounts and read the book Profit First. That's the best thing I can say is read the book Profit First.
Awesome. My last question that I have for you this afternoon is, what is your favorite brew?
Okay, you're gonna hate me because I don't do the brewery side.
Like a brew could be coffee, tea, beer, liquor.
Then it will definitely be coffee. I don't think I could live without coffee. That's my secret to success is espresso. But Pinot, I would have to go with Pinot Noir, even though that's not a brew. Coffee in the morning, wine in the evening.
I think there's a meme that says, it's something like telling time, AM coffee, PM wine.
Yep.
Well, Shannon, so if people out there are interested in getting in touch with you, whether it's, hey, help me learn QuickBooks, or I'm a contractor and I really want to help implement this profit first system, or I love the idea of having somebody looking at my numbers to tell me like, here's what I need to be looking at. How can we get in touch with you?
I have an office located in Palm Harbor. It's in the Fountains Plaza where Wing House is on 19. Our phone number is 727-877-8293. You can get us hold us there. You can contact me at Shannon@SheridanTax.net. We're out and about, and we're in BNIs. We're out and about doing other things as well in chambers. So yeah, I would love to be able to tax strategize with people and learn about their business.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much for being here with us today. Thanks everybody else for watching. And we look forward to seeing you next week for our next episode of Networking at Noon.
Thank you very much, Tiffany.